In a previous video, I showed you a highly affordable 1080p solar charged security camera, and even though the camera worked well, it did have its limitations. If you needed to see a person's face at a distance or read a license plate, it would be very difficult or impossible to do at the 1080p level. You can also have issues with unnecessary triggering of the motion-activated camera by cars. This S330 camera system, sent to me by Eufy Security, which is their newest camera system, is 4K Ultra HD. You have two cameras. Each one has solar charging, so you have 365 days a year of battery power. You never have to charge it. Also included is this unit right here, connects to your router and stores data. Even though this was sent to me by the company, you can still expect a fair and honest review. Now, I have used Eufy products before, and based on my experience, they were very good, but this is a new product, so we're going to have to look at it very carefully. I'm going to show you the images taken during the day. We're also going to look at the images at night, which claim to be in color. We're going to review all the features of the system, and we're also going to take a look at the app. This camera system has Bionic Mind AI, and that's human recognition, security reports, vehicle detection, live view and recording history, instant notifications, and you also have two-way audio between your smartphone and the camera mounted on your home. As you can see, the packaging is very nice, similar to Apple products. Forever Power Solar Style. Stay charged with Forever Power. You only require 2 hours a day of sunlight to keep this camera system active 365 days a year. No sunlight, no problem. The built-in 13,000 milliamp hour battery lasts 365 days a year, even in cloudy climates. Stays tough in any weather, all the way down to -4 Fahrenheit or -20 C. Now over here is a very important feature, at least it is to me, and it should be to you. If someone's near your property and they're driving in a vehicle, most camera systems are going to have a very difficult time reading the plate. It's not going to be crisp. You're going to have a lot of artifacts, pixelation around those numbers, making them appear blurry. With this camera system, they claim you should have crisp, clear images up to 33 feet away. So that means even beyond 33 feet, you still should be able to make out the numbers on that plate. This Eufy S330 camera system has a built-in starlight sensor, and having that starlight sensor allows you to see true color at night. A nice feature of this unit is it has a built-in spotlight mounted on the front of the camera. So if somebody comes onto your property, it will automatically trigger a spotlight, hopefully chasing them off. The biggest problem with most camera systems is false triggering. This one here has, like I said earlier, Bionic Mind AI learning. HomeBase reduces 95% of false alarms, and it automatically teaches itself to reduce even more. Storage is 16 gigabytes, but you can also place a hard drive inside this unit, allowing you to save a lot of videos over a very long period of time. Centralized security management, so you can manage all of your Eufy security cameras, doorbells, and other sensors using this one base. Okay, let's open this up, take everything out, see what's included. Right here is the home base. And over here is the cameras, very heavy. Speaker at the bottom. Mounting threads right here. Synchronizing button. Behind here is a USB port. And then you have a solar panel on top, which is very nice. Two of those. And what do we have here? Eufy Security. Instructions and positioning card. Hard drive screws as well as anchors for mounting the camera. You have your Ethernet cable. Connect up the home base. Power cord for the home base. USB charging, type A down to type C. More mounting screws for the camera. Here's the base. Very nice. You have the ball joint. Position whichever way you want to have it. Up and down, different angles. And then you can also easily remove it from where it's mounted to the wall. So you basically just unscrew this off the wall. Two mounting screws are hidden underneath this ring. You have two of these. And that is it. Inside that little blue box was this S330 Eufycam Quick Start Guide. Also, decal for your window. Positioning cards for the cameras. We'll see what these are for in a little bit. And you have this company information card. Gives you a bunch of phone numbers, when they're available, website information. Right down here on this HomeBase is a power indicator light in that circle. If you push down on the top of the unit right here, this little cover will lift. It's magnetically held in place. And you'll be able to access the hard drive area inside the HomeBase. Right over here. To get this hard drive installed in the unit, which I already did, I'm going to show you. Just take the screw out. It's a very small Phillips. Once you have that Phillips screw out, grab your finger under this edge and pull outward. You can see I have a solid state drive installed. Take the 4 screws that are included with the Eufy camera system, and you're going to install them on each side, 2 here, 2 there, to hold the solid state drive in place. Then you're going to take the hard drive, slide it back in place, make sure it clicks down, put the screw in, and you are good to go. You'll have a ton of storage available in the HomeBase. If you look at the HomeBase up close, there's a synchronizing button. It says alarm off right here. You have 2 USB type A. One looks like a 3.0. Over here is your Ethernet connection port. You're going to take this and connect it up to your router. And right over here is the other end of the AC adapter, which is the DC jack, which is going to supply power to the HomeBase. If you look at the bottom of the unit, in the event there's a problem with it and you want to reset it, that hole, take this tool that they gave you, insert it, push the button in, and that will reset the whole system. Now let's take a closer look at one of the cameras. In case you're wondering, it's right around 14.8 ounces or 0.42 kilograms. So a pretty heavy camera. As I showed you earlier, the threaded insert for camera mounting. It's very simple. You're going to thread this in after you secure this to the mounting location. And then you're going to take right here, turn it all the way down low, thread the camera on, and when you get it in the right position of how you want to angle it, it could be up and down. If it's up and down, this way, all right, you tighten the plastic ring, and then it will lock that in, so the camera won't be able to move. So the plastic ring keeps everything nice and tight. Looking at the front of the camera, you can see the spotlight location is right here on top. These 2 LEDs. Camera lens is right here in the center. There's a photo sensor right over here. It may be hard to see that little dot. All right, that's a photo sensor, which lets the unit know if it's night or day. Right below that is another little tiny hole, hard to see, but it's a microphone. There's a power indicator. Below that's another microphone, and all this section below is your motion detection area or motion sensor. The speaker I told you already is on the bottom, right over here. Next, I'm going to take the HomeBase, position it right next to my router, using the Ethernet cable that's included, connect the HomeBase to the router. After that's done, AC adapter with the DC jack to the bottom of the unit. I'm also going to install the app on my phone. Okay, my base unit is right here, mounted in my utility room, right next to the router. Going to plug it in. You see the power indication right here. Going to let it boot up. Steady red.
Welcome to Eufy Security. Follow the instructions in the Eufy Security app to set up the system.
So now what I'm going to do is go to the app that I installed on my phone. Once you have the app installed on your smartphone, the next step is to get an account. Once your account has been set up, then you can add devices to the app. So over here I'm going to click Add Device. And hopefully you can see this. My phone has been dropped so many times. The screen has been damaged and the backlight is screwed up. So I'm going to add S380 HomeBase. Hit Next, Next. Connect your phone to the same Wi-Fi router HomeBase is connected to. Next. Scan the bottom of the unit where the QR code is located with the smartphone when the app requests you to do so.
HomeBase has received a pairing request. Press the sync button on the back to accept it.
Okay.
HomeBase was added successfully.
Now that that's done, it's going to ask on the app if you want to give that base a name, so I'll just pick a name. I just got a notification that my hard drive, which is installed, needs to be formatted. Showed up at the top of the screen. So I'm going to pick a name, I'm just going to put Doug Home. And it says that the home base has been added successfully. So now I'm going to click Next. Now a notification popped up regarding facial recognition, storing the images locally, and to make sure that it's legal in your area. I'm going to click I got it. After the home base has been added, the next step is going to be facial recognition, adding a familiar face to the home base. Now you can choose to do that or not do it. If you do choose to do it, just follow all the steps. At the top right hand corner of the screen, you're going to see a skip button if you do not want to do it. Once you're done with that section for facial recognition, it may ask you if there's an update available for the home base. If there is, I suggest you do it. And then it says finish or add more devices. So I'm going to click add more devices. I'm going to click on over here or touch S330. Next. And I'm going to go through the exact same process I did for the base to connect up each camera. You're going to use that sync button. When you're ready to connect the camera to the base, you want to be within 1 meter or 3 feet. You're going to use the button located on the back.
Press the sync button until you hear the beep.
Push it. Beeped.
Ready to add device.
The app says discovering camera.
Device was added successfully.
Perfect. So that one's good. So now what I could do is go on to the other camera and also add it the same way. When you go to mount the camera, take the base, position it, and there's also a positioning card. If you hold this at an angle, you're going to see there's 2 holes and the outline of the base that you're going to be attaching to the wall. So you can use that as a guide when drilling the holes. When you mount the camera, it's very important you do not put it in an area such as under a soffit where it's going to be blocked from the sun. So I'm going to position both of these in areas where I can expect a lot of sun throughout the day to keep the internal battery at full charge. To mount the camera is very simple. Take the positioning guides and you're going to stick them in the area you're going to be drilling the holes. Once the holes are drilled, you can mount the camera. The cameras must be mounted 7 to 10 feet off the ground, and you also want to make sure the cameras are angled slightly down. Now that the cameras are installed, the next thing I'm going to do is use the system for 2 full days to get a feel for how the app and the cameras work. Okay, it's been a couple of days since I installed this app and used the system, so let's go over the app first, and then we'll take a look at the features as well as some video footage. So right here you can see front door of my house, then there's back door, which is one side, and then there's another backyard camera over here facing to the corner. And if you go up here to the top, if you had another camera or any other device, you would simply click the plus, and then you could choose whatever device you want to add. So that's very simple. They make it really easy to add devices. Let's go back. Right over here, you can see there's a little box, and that's an indication for each image if there's any kind of events that occurred. Events meaning there was motion detected. You would see it right over here. You would click on that, and it would bring you right over here to where it says events, which is right there. Gives you the listing of everything that happened. Over here, if you click on this, the three dots, you have different settings here. Snooze, that's an option you could choose. Now if I click this one right here, that's the settings. And you could do this for any one of your cameras. You have different options. And you can see settings, state of charge, 100%. Wi-Fi is connected. And if you wanted to turn that camera off, it's very simple. Just tap this and you could turn it off. So let's cancel that. There are different settings for power management, optimal surveillance. You're going to have longer video clips. You could do customizing, motion detection. You have the ability to turn on and off any camera on your property for motion detection. And you can also set an activity zone. Right over here, if I wanted to have just a certain area of my property be detected, I'd click the plus, and you see that whole area? You can drag it out to have only that area under detection. It's a very cool feature. Delete that. And it does work. I tested it out. Let's go back. Here's your detection sensitivity. It was normally set at 4. I bumped it up to 6. Over here is detection types. So human recognition, which I don't use. Human detection. Vehicle detection. Pet detection. And all other motions. You also have the ability to go into a test mode for the camera to make sure the sensitivity is properly set. Spotlight settings. That's the spotlight setting on the camera, low, medium, high. You're going to be using that at night if you want really good color video. This app also gives you anti-theft detection. So that's off right now, but in the event somebody smashes the camera, throws something at it, or tries to rip it off the wall, and I did test this, and you're going to see the video clip momentarily. Video settings, watermark. I chose just the timestamp without the logo. Streaming quality. It's going to choose recording quality, Ultra 4K. Night vision. So if somebody approaches the camera at night, if you left it on this setting, the light will not come on, and they won't even know they're being recorded, but it will be black and white. Color vision will turn on the spotlight soon as motion is detected to begin recording. Privacy zones, very useful. You can add a privacy zone. So in the event there was a window on the neighbor's house right here, and I didn't want to see in, I would just add the plus, and you can bring the box exactly where you want it, and you could just go like that. So now there's privacy for your neighbor. You're not going to be recording what's going on at that window. That also works. I checked it. Let's go back. Audio. Microphone is on, audio recording is on, and your speaker's on. Over here you got low, medium, and high volume. For me, leaving it at the medium setting for the speaker volume is just fine. Notifications. So you have a couple of different options here. You get text notifications. They'll also send a thumbnail if you would like that, which is pretty cool. General. Status LED is off. So if somebody approaches the camera at night, they're not going to have a LED making it obvious there's a camera there. Right over here you have storage options. Of course, on my system, everything is being saved to the hard drive. Mounting guide. It's just giving you advice on where to place the camera. Making sure it's level, even though it's at an angle looking down. And this shows the different angle, 5 to 15 degrees. If you click About Device, going to give you everything you see right here, as well as if you want to do a firmware update. And if you'd like to share this device with somebody else, you can do that as well. If you'd like to remove it, click Remove. So you can click over here, that's your events list. Shows everything that's been going on. Backyard, front door. But really good about this system. It not only identifies if it's a human that's triggering the alarm, but also pets. And I tested that out. It works really good. Nothing is 100%, but I would say 85-90% of the time it will trigger correctly. So let's do pet. You just saw the animal go between the sheds. You can choose each day. See, November 16th, you can go 17th, 18th, or you can go lower. Once in a while, a pet may go through and it puts it down as just motion, or a human might just show up as motion. But in general, if it's a pet, raccoon, or anything else, it will come up as a pet, and humans work as well as multiple humans. So if you have 3 of your friends, what's going to happen, I think there's one right here. Let me look. Let's go up to 18th. See? Over here it says human, human, and it's showing multiple people. For privacy reasons, I'm not going to click in because the image quality is exceptional. But it does show each person. It gives you a snapshot, and you can click on the snapshot and actually zoom in. Really amazing. Here it says human. There's the person standing, and the person in the shed has a still shot right there from behind. And the audio is really clear. The battery has been staying at 100% on all the cameras after 2 days of me playing around. So the solar charging is definitely working. Right here you can see a clip of the video quality during the day. And I can tell you it's going to be clearer on my phone, even though my phone is out of whack right now, than you're going to see right here. In case you're wondering the difference between black and white and color at night, right here is a black and white triggering at night. Here is the same triggering with the spotlight activating upon triggering the camera with motion. There is one thing I discovered using the system on triggering. The motion detection is going to be about halfway across the field of view of the camera. So from the bottom up is where all your detection is going to be at the lower portion. Motion up here, most of it is completely ignored. There's virtually no triggering of this camera by cars going by, and everybody that walks in this area here definitely triggers the camera. According to the manufacturer, reading a license plate 33 feet or 10 meters away should not be a problem. So I tested that, and you can see right here at 50, right next to the road, read the license plate. That's very impressive because most of the cameras I've used in the past, that would be extremely difficult to read, if not impossible. So I could click right here and show you a live view right now. And then what's good about this, you can also, using your fingertips, zoom in up to 8 times. So look how clear that is. And my phone is actually a mess with all the damage I've done to it dropping it in the water, but it's still very clear. At the bottom, you can take a snapshot of what you're seeing. You can record a video as you're watching it right now. And over here, speaker on, speaker off. If you want to speak outside, very easy to do. Tested it, works great. You push and hold that button, and you can hear your voice outside. So we did these. That's events. This one here is manual alarm. Cars just zooming by. Different settings. Over here, that turns the light on and off, which is the spotlight on the camera. Okay, so let's go back here. Right here is the testing that I did for the anti-theft for the cameras. I noticed that if you took the camera down really carefully, the alarm did not sound. You could walk away with it and it would never go off. And you can see that right here. If the person throws something at the camera or grabs it forcefully, then the alarm will sound. So it does work to a degree. It's not going to stop somebody from stealing it if they know to unscrew it very carefully. Down here you have the events that you saw, the whole list. You can also put filters, front, back, whatever you want. It'll only show those. Over here, now this is all about the Bionic Mind. And I did test this using facial recognition, which I really don't like using. But I took a picture of myself up close, and I noticed that it will trigger and tell me my name as long as I'm close to the camera and I'm not wearing sunglasses or a hat. If you have sunglasses on or a hat, or if you're looking away from the camera, it's only going to come up as a human trigger and not my name. It would normally say Doug. Over here, talks about vehicle detection, tutorial, pet detection. Over here is different settings you could choose from: disarmed, geofencing, schedule different times to operate. So the difference between home and away, if I click settings, you're going to see there's no camera alarm. In case somebody walks in, triggers the motion sensor, the alarm is not going to go on. If you're home, if I select away, now we're on that mode, and I could do settings, and you're going to see there's a camera alarm, and over here shows each one. The camera alarm went on for each one. You could do automation. In the event there's a trigger, you could say, if this trigger happens, do this with another device. You could do that all from this section right here. Scenarios, it's just giving you ideas. That's all that is. And down here's Explore, and that's just company information. Deals they're having on cameras, as well as raffles. Based on all my testing that I did and using the app, I have to say it does work very well. Over here, click on the base station. Shows I have 3 cameras connected. All empowerment. Face management is not in use. Very easy to do. Like I said though, works good, not perfect. And this shows right here, if you want to add your face, you could do that. That's how much space is available on my hard drive. Video archive. And you can also use an external USB storage device to store data. Guys, that is it. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, be sure to rate, thumbs up, and share. Thanks for watching.